Hello, I am Michelle, and I'm really excited to bring this course on happiness to you. It is designed to meet you where you are and bring you to the next level of happiness and well-being in your life. I've worked my entire adult life acquiring the skills to share with you to provide you with the very best personalized experience of wellness and happiness at a very affordable price. And you can take it at your own pace and design it to fit your life. The Habit of Happiness is an essential practical guide designed to change your life, a holistic approach that contains the most potent tools that work with the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual aspects of who you are. Through a potent combination of cutting-edge spiritual technology, yoga practices, meditations, and hypnotherapy, you are empowered to create the life that you desire. This course is capable of providing you with the experience of transformation and is the next best thing to having me personally guide you on your journey of growth, evolution, and transformation towards a happier experience of life. And the question is, what are you willing to do to be truly happy? And what is happiness anyway? And why is it so important? According to Aristotle, it is the highest goal, the chief good towards which all other things aim. And about 70% of people, when asked where they'd like to be in about 5 years from now, say, I just want to be happy, as if happiness is something that just happens to us and lands on us if we are lucky, which it is not. We are not helpless over our happiness. We are very much in the driver's seat about our happiness. And I think it's about time we took our happiness seriously. It is a skill, and we can learn it here. Just imagine what your life would be like if you were truly happy and satisfied, and if you were the very best version of yourself. Imagine how you would feel if you were in charge of fear and stress and anger and anxiety and negativity, and you were easily able to naturally manage your moods. Imagine what you would be doing, where you would be living, what your relationships would be like, and how all of that would feel to you. The reality is, all this is possible to achieve because happiness is an inside job, a skill that when consistently practiced can establish as a habit. It is a skill well worth investing your attention, time, and energy into learning. And this happiness mindset is essential for you to create your happiest life. Are you willing to do what it takes to be truly, madly, deeply happy? Can you imagine what it would be like for you to experience true happiness from the inside out, no matter what's going on in your life? We each have a happiness set point that science says is 50% genetic and 50% learned, that we return to no matter what is going on in our lives. Our external world is not predictive of our happiness. And we used to believe that reality shapes us, but now we know that the lens through which we look at the world shapes reality. The most recent research out of Harvard confirms that we have had the formula for happiness backwards all along. We've been putting the cart before the horse. We have been told that if we work hard, we will be successful, and then we will be happy. But the reality is, if happiness is on the other side of success, your brain never gets there. In fact, if we were to establish a positive mindset, then we would have the happiness advantage and be happier, and then we would be more successful. So this course guides you to this happiness mindset that leads to the habit of happiness becoming your lens and your default pattern. And it allows you to polish your lens of perception so that we can clearly see things as they are, not as we are. It is not reality that shapes us. It is the lens that we look at the world through. And you can change that lens by using the spiritual technology in this book, trusting and knowing that happiness is an inside job. Science says now that DNA can be influenced and reprogrammed with words and frequencies. The genetic code in the junk DNA, the 90% that is not used for building proteins, follows the same rules as human language, which indicates that human language appears as a reflection of our DNA. It is entirely normal for our DNA to react to language and explains in part why affirmations and hypnosis is so potent. Spiritual teachers have always known that our body is programmed by language, words, and thoughts, and now it has been scientifically proven. We can learn how to establish a conscious communication with our DNA. We really are adaptable and capable of recreating ourselves at whatever level we desire. It is important to know the exact magic words capable of shifting your thinking from negative to positive, as a mind at positive is over 31% more productive and creative than a brain at neutral or negative. I will share with you the magic words capable of shifting your happiness set point. This course contains the soul codes that communicate with your DNA codes to create your experience of evolution, transformation, and happiness. Turns out, happiness inspires productivity. And if you were to invest your time and energy into producing any new skill, wouldn't the skill of happiness be the most worthwhile? The skills that are shared here are so essential to creating a more positive experience of life that they should be taught in school. And if they were, your life would be drastically different. The transformation that occurs navigates you from your lower unhappy self to your highest, happiest self, which gives you a stress-free, negativity-free, more positive, fulfilled experience of life. By honoring your life exactly as it is now, it invites you to see the gifts in the center of your challenges, which creates your roadmap to happiness, illuminating exactly how successfully you can navigate through your human challenges to transform them into your divine opportunity. You will be given the roadmap to your journey to greater happiness. And if you were to invest your time and energy into pursuing any new skill, wouldn't the skill of happiness be the most worthwhile? The world would be transformed into a drama-free, highly created, deeply loving place. The journey in the habit of happiness begins with you knowing yourself so intimately on a deep soul level that you will have a clear understanding of who you are and who you are not. Truly knowing who and what your unhappy lower self is and what it is constructed of in terms of your negative emotions and your inner dialogue that speaks loudly and seduces you into believing illusions about yourself when challenged and stressed is the first step of raising your awareness to the level where the transformation to your higher, happier self becomes possible. Raising your awareness and understanding who your lower unhappy self is empowers you to the point of liberation through the transformative practices that allow you to cultivate the habits that are healthy and reflect the things that you want to create in your future life. The 7 Paths of Happiness outlines for you the anatomy of optimism and inspiration by sharing what the positive statements and spiritual tools and practices are that can bring you to your higher, happier self. One of the most significant things I have learned while working with clients is that when we go crazy and we lose our minds due to stress or challenge, we do not do it in a random or a chaotic way. We do it in a very structured and predictable way, which leads to the happy conclusion that when we are ready to liberate from our own patterns and self-sabotage, there is a structured and predictable path back to sanity, peace, and balance. The truth is that happiness is a habit that can be learned as soon as we take full responsibility for ourselves, for our vulnerabilities, our habits, our history, our perceptions, our conditioning, and our wounds. We can overcome the past, free ourselves from our conditioning, and finally connect with our true selves in the present. The transformation that occurs is from your lower to your higher self, which gives you a stress-free, negativity-free, more positive experience of life. Identifying your path to happiness through the Happiness Archetypes quiz gives you more insight and information about your vulnerabilities and how to strengthen them to the point of being free of your automaticity and your conditioning and your unhealthy mental and emotional habits that create your unhappy lower self and contributes to the difficulties in your life. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have automaticity and conditioning that runs us until we liberate from it. And this course supports you in overcoming the things in life that can be most difficult: fear, anxiety, depression, financial difficulty, addiction, to name some of the most common challenges that my clients have faced. The reality is, happiness is a skill, and when consistently practiced, establishes itself as a habit. It can become your new mindset, your default pattern of thinking, feeling, and being. So when we unlearn our negative patterns and learn our new happiness habit, we free ourselves to live an inspired, free, and happy life. It is a skill well worth investing into. And, as Aristotle says, the most important goal that we have. There is a simple mechanism that can be easily learned that has the power to transform your life. Using the simple 3 steps that allow you to master your mind and the 3 steps that support you in mastering your emotions gives you with the opportunity to change your habits and the physiology of your brain, freeing you from negativity, stress, and the trap of dissatisfaction that allows you to create the habit of happiness that can permanently increase your experience of well-being and contentment. Learning how to skillfully manage our disappointments and our stress and our setbacks can actually benefit us greater than not having them at all. I've spent the last 2 decades teaching the skills and practices necessary to empower others to have greater fulfillment and satisfaction and happiness in their lives. I have discovered how to work with the physical and energetic structures within the body to help you harmonize your system so that you can align with your highest happiness potential, providing you with positive emotional states that range from stability and security to unconditional love and bliss. Whether that happiness arises from shifting to a perspective of purposefulness, or learning the skills of mental and emotional mastery, or from a deeper understanding of yourself through the happiness archetypes, the end result is the same: an increased sense of well-being and happiness in your life. After completing this course, you will know how to establish the habit of happiness and experience sustained happiness without the need to avoid difficulty, win the lottery, marry your boss, lose any more weight, or have the happiness gene. You will be able to wave your magic wand and discover that it was hiding in plain sight within you all along. And then you can have all of the happiness that you desire to become the author of your best life. So please